Hey, this is Sean Brooks, and I do apologize for the delay, technical difficulties, but nothing can stop the broadcast. So here we are. What we're going to talk about today is the five things that you need to have in place before you leave your 9 to 5. And I know you probably got questions, and I'm hoping today that I can solve those problems for all you entrepreneurs that are looking to leave your 9 to 5 and start your own business. Um, it's not a hard thing to do, but you have to have certain things in place. And I want to talk to you about that today. So let's get started. So, who is this webinar for? This webinar is for you. This webinar will help you assess whether or not you're at a good place to leave your 9 to 5 day job. If you're just starting to think about doing so, it will help you build a rock solid plan so that you can transition to entrepreneurship as successfully as possible, if that makes sense. So, who am I? A little bit about me. I have over 20 years of brand identity, web, print design, and photography experience. I'm an entrepreneur, an author, speaker, and online business branding expert. I work with various people just like you that want to create and build profitable brands in order to live the ultimate entrepreneur life. So, what is the ultimate entrepreneur life? I would say it's the life where you're in control of what you do. It's very imperative that I say now today's world is gearing towards you having your own business. Because if you're working for yourself, it's okay, but you can never afford yourself to live the luxuries that you really want to do. Like days that you don't want to go to work, you ain't got to answer to nobody but yourself. So stay on this webinar and let's get you there. But also as an entrepreneur, I have companies like Creative Print Pro. It's an online printing company. I have a web hosting company called Creative Hosting Plus. I have Sean Brooks Design, where I do my graphic design and web design projects, and I'm a professional photographer. Okay. Uh, all right. So why are you here? So you're here because you are ready, perhaps even overdue, to leave your day job, to stop working for other people and begin working for yourself. And like the professional you are, you want to make sure it's a viable idea before you take the plunge. You want to see what you have to put in place in order to make your exit strategy successful. So, before you even begin to plan, it's important to get one thing really clear, and that's your reason for wanting to fly solo. Entrepreneurs come in all shapes and sizes. In spite of what some people may say, there isn't a single ideal profile for what makes a successful entrepreneur. There are two types of entrepreneurs. One is the born entrepreneur, and the other is the reluctant entrepreneur. So let me talk about those uh, for a minute. The born entrepreneur is, I'm trying not to read it, but it's entrepreneurs that are comfortable working for others, that are not, I'm sorry, they've never been comfortable working for others. I don't mean they're antisocial or they're loners, quite the reverse. They're more likely to try to take over every company they work for because they don't agree with the way management does things. Not saying they're a bad employee, they just have different ideas. So the born entrepreneur, that's what they do. They tend to have high employment turnover rates. I call it the 24, leaving job after job after around the 2 year mark. So that's the 24 months. Always looking around for new challenges. While others see things in black and white, the born entrepreneur is always looking for that unique third alternative. These are the people sitting at a meeting most likely to say, "What if?" Is that you? All right, let's talk about the reluctant entrepreneur. These are the ones stuck caring for, let's say, aged parents, seriously ill husbands or wives. You'll find suddenly single mothers desperate to feed their children after spouses have left them or some type of traumatic experience. And one of the largest segments of the reluctant entrepreneur group, especially among the older demographics, those whose jobs have become redundant the last quarter century. Does that make sense? The reluctant entrepreneur, it's like you don't want to do it, but you're kind of forced into it because of some measure or means. So you just decide that that's for you. So everyone thinks entrepreneurs are extroverts, but some of the most successful ones tell you they are really introverts. Introverts. Look it up. Many entrepreneurs suffer from ADD or ADHD. One of the largest segments, abuse victims leaving the survivor stage and taking their place back on the world stage. Uh, these entrepreneurs are often the most driven, the most positive, and the most dynamic because they fought so hard to gain their freedom and personal power. But the one type of entrepreneur you don't want to be is the one who becomes an entrepreneur to escape 9 to 5 employment. Let me say that again. The one type of entrepreneur you do not want to be is the one who becomes an entrepreneur to escape 9 to 5 employment. So if you're just trying to escape, it's been proven that you may not or you will not be successful. And the reason why, it's not a moral judgment. It's people who quit unbearable situations are often doing the only thing possible after trying heroic measures to make things work. But people who quit under extreme stress and pressure often become entrepreneurs for negative reasons. They often leave their jobs with their self-worth damaged or at least eroded. And history has shown that people who leave while feeling beaten and demoralized are more likely to carry a whole host of problems with them into their entrepreneurial lives. And it's sadly true. If you've run away from one situation, you are more than likely to run away from a new one when you don't get the success you're looking for. Can I say that again? If you run away from one situation, you are more than likely to run away from a new one when you don't get the success you were hoping for. Or worse, you'll procrastinate and you'll never take action because you don't believe in yourself. So it's important to take a look, hard look at your motivations and reasons, and then make sure your new business is set up for success on a professional level too. This webinar is all about taking the emotion out of shifting from your 9 to 5 job to a work at home flexible business. If you follow these 5 steps, you will be clear about why you're considering leaving your 9 to 5 job, and what is even better, you'll probably be prepared to start your own business. So the first step in the 5-step process is you must have a clear, strong reason born out of passion, not lack. In order to create a viable, sustainable business that will energize and fulfill you, it's best if you can check off the following. You have a business idea that you are so passionate about, you eat, sleep, and dream about doing it. You have a burning desire to help a specific group of people and a conviction you know how to do so. You have specific goals for your brand and your business. And you have a viable business plan that spells out clearly how you plan to reach these goals. But a business dream business is not an idea. It just starts with one. You either need an overwhelmingly strong goal or consuming passion for your business. Passion will help you persevere where others fail. And if you're not quite sure yet exactly how business will work, answer the following questions. And you should write these down. Is this something you've always wanted to do? A lot of people go into business and it's not something they want to do, so they don't put all their effort into it and it eventually fails. And the second question is why? Why do you want to do this? This thing that you're thinking about doing, why do you want to do it? Okay. Get to the root of why you want to go at it alone is another step into more closely defining what makes you stand out. And if you want to succeed, you need to stand out. Say it one more time. If you want to succeed, you have to stand out. There needs to be something special about you that make the right people, the ones you know you can help, choose you. If you're having trouble coming up with specific ideas for your business, take the time to identify 1, your most effective and natural way of helping people. 2, what do you do for fun? 3, what you have experience with and do really well that you take for granted. 4, what others always seem to ask you for help with. And 5, what has no one else thought of in this area? Does that make sense? If you answer these 5 things right here, just these 5 things in the first 5, this is the number 1. So if you answer these 5 within the 1, it will pretty much tell you what you should be doing. So take time out and review that and think about that. All right. Number 2, you need to have a realistic grasp on your business idea's viability. Okay. Emotion is a wonderful fuel for engine, but you need a strong, well-oiled engine and a sound vehicle to put in for the vehicle to run. Let me say that again. Emotion is a wonderful fuel for engine, okay? But you need a strong, well-oiled engine and a sound vehicle to put in for the vehicle to run. You should be able to hit all of these check boxes below before you tell yourself it's time to abandon your day job, okay? You should have demand for your services or products among a paying market. Demand for services or products among a paying market. So you should have a product that people want, okay? You should have a clear idea of who you're serving, as well as how a business plan that includes how much income you need to make. You need to have a plan for growth, expansion, and an exit strategy. And you need to have a mission statement. Emotion is wonderful fuel for the engine. So emotion is a wonderful fuel for the engine, but you need a strong, well-oiled engine and a sound vehicle. And I said this in the previous one, but I say it again. You need to have a strong, well-oiled engine and a sound vehicle to put in for the vehicle to run. So think about your car. If you put an engine in your car and your car doesn't run, think about that. You put the engine in your car, but the engine is not a good engine, or it doesn't have any oil in it. You just built an engine, it's dry, and you put it in there. It's got to be well oiled. When a machine and parts are well oiled, they work together seamlessly. There's no friction. So that's what you want in your business ideas viability. It should be no friction in the idea that you have and where you're trying to take it. So you should have, as part of it also, you should have a master business manual, a dedicated place to work where you won't be disturbed. Like me, I'm in a closed office. Well, I'm sorry, I'm in my second bedroom, closed off. I have my office in there. You should have adequate startup capital and assets. You should have a budget and a source of income, and you should have evidence that your idea is viable. Note, your startup capital doesn't have to be a particular amount. It just needs to be enough to support your plan to get launched. This involves sitting down and making projections, your best calculated guess as to what and how much you are going to need and how much you think you can bring in within the first year. And your first startup capital, I'm sorry, if your startup capital is not adequate, you also need to be able to find alternatives, more funding, a grant or a loan, and especially need to know who you can afford to pay back monthly or long term or in a worst case scenario. Okay. Yes, you absolutely can start a business with no startup capital and at all. You must at least have the basics like a computer, internet connection, and software or services you need. But the beauty is you're an entrepreneur. You can think out the box and find alternative solutions. There are plenty of free apps and services as well as software that you can use while getting started. And here's a tip. Don't choose free software that you'll have to abandon when your business starts to grow. Okay? Don't be cheap. Instead, use a software service that offers free accounts or versions you can later upgrade. For example, if you sign up for MailChimp, now MailChimp is an autoresponder service. And if you don't know what autoresponder service is, it's where you get emails, where you send emails out to your clients on a consistent basis. So you can start MailChimp with a free plan, which allows you, let's say 2,000 subscribers, and you can send 12,000 emails per month. That's plenty to begin with. And what happens is, as you can see through the graph below, as a new business, that's all you need to start off because you don't have 2,000 clients starting off. And later, as you need, you can upgrade and grow, let's say to a plan, $10 per month and further on. And when you're making comfortably steady income, you can move it up to the pro marketer plan. And that's like $199 for a month. But in contrast, you can start, there's other companies out there like Aweber, all very excellent autoresponder with all the features you need. In fact, until MailChimp beefed up its industry standards, you would immediately be paying $19 a month. But they realized that they couldn't grab clients, so they changed their model. And of course, you have to do more your due diligence. That means finding out and listing all the features you're going to need. So we're talking about autoresponders in regards to your business ideas viability, because what we're saying is look for items that you can start with and you can expand with. But at the same time, you want to do your due diligence, okay? You have to do your due diligence. tackle number three of the 5 steps or 5 things you need to leave your 9 to 5. You need a well-researched idea that stands out. There's no shortcut on this step. What people accept happily from you for free, you now need to ensure also has a paying market. You need to know the range of fees, and you have to ask yourself the hard questions. Am I going to be overcharging in a saturated or cash poor market? Am I going to be undercharging while attempting to walk at the top with high-end clients? How much am I comfortable charging? And why is this a competitive price? What benefits can I bring or advantages do I have or disadvantages compared to my competitors? So if you're selling physical or digital products, researching is relatively easy. You want to explore large markets such as Amazon and like search using keywords to see what comes up. Let's take it or make it really simple. So a concrete example to illustrate this principle, if there are only 2 books on your business idea on a keyword, let's say you were looking for miniature knitting, and your Google term search turns up a sea of pattern exchange forms and very few paid patterns, then there's no viable business to be had there. So I'm saying you're searching for miniature knitting and it's a ton of them that come up, a ton. So that means everybody's doing it. So is it a viable business for you? It may not be. So whatever business it is you're doing, I'm using that one because I don't know a lot of people that does miniature knitting, but let's say you did one for web development, and it's a saturated market. You really have to have an expertise to expand in that market. Let's say you want to sell virgin hair. It's a very saturated market. You have to have something different to make it in that market. So what you want to do is just do some research. You have to do some research in order to make it in that market. Okay. No one can be 100% sure of how the market is going to work, but following a methodical qualification path can at least help you get a realistic picture on the viability of your idea, as well as help you see alternative opportunities in your first idea if your first idea doesn't pan out. So finally, you need to investigate and put in place all the mechanics of setting up a business. You need to know what type of company you need to create. You need a business bank account. You need to make sure you satisfy any local government regulations. And you need to figure out if you need a bookkeeper or an accountant. These are all the basic business skills you need to take care of and acquire before you can viably step out on a limb and completely shut your day job. Okay. Let me stop and drink a sip of water here. Ooh, I ain't done this much talking in a minute. But okay. So you need to have an active support network. That's number 4. So without the right supports, you can still reach your goal, but you'll take much longer and the frustration level will be higher. It's not just a question of is my best friend, my kids, my husband cheering me on? Very often they're not, and still people succeed as entrepreneurs. Okay, so you have to have some type of support system, okay? A realistic support system. The common perception is that every new business needs at least 2 years to turn the corner from struggling to successful. The bad news is during that time, you might be facing extra challenges, such as a spouse who is unhappy about supporting you or who doesn't see the value in what you do because the monetary returns are low. The good news is it doesn't always take 2 years to turn the corner. Okay. So just keep on being motivated. If you do your due diligence thoroughly and realize and take the time to figure out who you cannot specialize but stand out. Let me read that one more time because this one I'm reading. If you do your due diligence thoroughly and really take the time to figure out how you can not only specialize but stand out, and if you are able to create a real buzz about your business, you can reach certain goals much more quickly than you might have ever dreamed. Now, in order to do that, you need to actively invest in and build up a support network that typically might include a coach. Okay. It's important to figure out specifically what type of coach you need. Okay. And yes, having your own coach who's been where you've started at and succeeded. Say that again. Having your own coach, one who's been where you're starting at and succeeded. and who has all kind of contacts, resources, and tips is one of the best ways to accelerate your leverage and success for your support system. Okay. And there's no point in hiring a coach until you're actually ready to give up your game. Did that make sense? Yes, you can absolutely start without one. If you're still learning the basics of working online, hiring a coach too soon is like paying for an Olympic figure skating coach when you're still working on standing up on the ice in skates without your ankles buckling over. For the latter, a beginner class would obviously be more appropriate. So don't jump out there and get a coach if you're not ready. Have the basics in place. But just remember, the right coach in the right time can help you streamline and target your new business in a way that can equal up to several years of business experience and you would otherwise struggle through alone if you didn't have one. So if you can afford top coaching right now and you're not ready for it, put it in your budget for the future. Okay? Because getting a coach, however, it isn't enough. It's also important to figure out specifically what type of coach you need. A true coach specializes just like you, and all the focus should be on the areas you need help with. For example, if you have the experience, skills, and specialization to charge top fees, but a recent, let's say, divorce has left you feeling inadequate, right when you need to step up to the plate and support your kids, you probably don't need a business coach as much as you need a divorce coach or a trauma coach or just a life coach who specializes in confidence building. If there's nothing wrong with your confidence and you just need a razor focus and fast track your business, hire a business coach. If you have confidence, skills, business knowledge, but your big problem is visibility, hire a marketing coach or a branding coach. Just as you have to specialize with your business, it is also important to specialize when it comes to choosing the right coach. Now, I skipped one. I'm sorry. I need to go back. A peer group. Okay. A peer group, or let's say local organizations, profession specific organizations that are online, specialty forums, mastermind groups, family and friends who are informed about and interested in your business goals, your blog readers, if you started a blog. Your peer group, here's where you can really get lots of free or relative inexpensive support. Join professional organizations specific to your discipline. Online, let's say mastermind groups are the way to go. They typically cost much less than individual coaching, and many mastermind groups offer level specifics to your needs and also the era of successful coaches and business figures. And if you're actively participating in a mastermind group, is a great way to network, make connections, find the information you need, and get your name and specialty out there. Next on the list is a mentor. A true mentor is someone with whom you build a long-term mutual beneficial arrangement. Okay. A true coach helps you figure out your own solutions, whereas a mentor is usually someone who keeps an eye on you, shows you how to do things, and helps you in a more hands-on way. Sometimes it's an expert, already successful in your field, who takes an unofficial interest in you and gives you a nudge here and there up the ladder. Uh, it can be a joint venture partner been wowed by a webinar interview you hosted. It can be a senior member of a mastermind group, but a mentor can be a broad term. It's also used for a top expert in your field who allows you to work with him or her on an internship, in which case you're not really working for yourself. Plus, there are laws about internship programs, and before agreeing to intern with anyone, you need to make yourself familiar with them. So you don't end up committing your time to someone will use you for the free labor and not fulfill their end of the arrangement. And that happens a lot. Okay. A true mentor is someone with whom you build a long-term mutual beneficial arrangement. If you are a coach, you'll know yourself that coaching is more of a short-term, goal-oriented thing. You help a client conquer an obstacle and reach a goal. He or she leaves, but you maintain contact. You joint venture with them or refer people to them and they refer people to you. The bottom line, you'll most likely need different coaches during the business life to help you with different specific goals. Here's something for you to dream about and plan on doing in the future. Hiring an investment coach to help you figure out the best thing to do with your seven-figure success. Now, that's something you should write down. Hire an investment coach to help you figure out the best thing to do with your seven-figure success. Okay? Mentors can be official or unofficial, but there's always an element of reciprocity, even if that just means you turn around and mentor others when you become successful. An income source, let's say a grant, a loan, parental support, savings. Uh, when I say income source, I mean a significant other with income to provide basic necessities while you work on building your new business. But it could also be, as I said before, a grant, a loan, parental support, savings. Uh, what you cannot viably do is say, and I hear this a lot. That's why I laugh. You can't say, "Oh, I'll be making X amount of dollars by next month, so that will take care of my bills." Man, if that's the biggest hogwash I've ever heard, people set pipe dreams for business and they don't know how or where this money is going to come from. But they can, oh, we're going to make this amount of money, and I just laugh. But anyhow, uh, who said that? Hey, Shelly, nice t-shirt design. Okay, well, thank you. Rodney, what's up, man? It's all good. But anyway, let's continue. If you're in the situation, what you need to do is start making money on the side and don't quit until you have a solid waiting list or projects or I'm sorry. Excuse the delay. This is just me being me. I have this thing with my throat. You may hear this. A lot of people complain about it, but I have to drink a lot of water. So bear with me. This is just the genuine me. Okay. So I'm going to start over again. So if you're in that situation, what you need to do is start making money on the side. Okay. Don't quit your job. Just get a hustle on the side, make money on the side, and don't quit until you have a solid waiting list or projects are bringing in enough from the basics. And your definition of basic needs to include having to eat rice and beans 5 days a week, or cancel a television subscription, or you can set the bar higher. And insist it means maintaining your weekly massages and gym memberships. Now, if you can maintain doing all that and you're working on the side and you've got people waiting on you, then it's time to go mainstream. But if you don't take any sort of loan, you will need to make a business plan that includes income estimates and projections that are well researched and realistic as possible, which of course you should be doing anyway, even just for your own satisfaction. So next, contractors and services. You can streamline communication by choosing a scheduling system such as Visita. So why did I say Visita? It's one of the services that I use. Even if you don't plan to outsource any elements of your business in the beginning, you almost certainly need to do so not much further down the road. So it's all a question of how valuable is your time. If you're charging $500 per hour, do you really want to spend 6 hours out of your business week wrestling with learning how to use your autoresponder or any other additional software? Contractors can be a great source of support. And so services that take care of maintenance tasks for you, as well as software that allows you to automate tasks. For example, you can streamline communications by choosing a scheduling system such as Visita. All right. With Visita, it not only allows clients to schedule themselves out of blocks of time that you specify, but also sends out reminders, allows them to reschedule, notifies you of cancellations, allows you to integrate with your Facebook page and more. So that's a good service to have as a startup business. And there are plenty plans with them. And I love them because I use them and I use them faithfully. When they first came out, when I looked at the software, I said, this is it. So I really push Visita. You can also automate tasks, for example, using a social media manager like Hootsuite to augment and cut down on your actual real-time presence on platforms like Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Instagram, by setting out pre-scheduled social media posts for you. That's what this software would do, or repeating them at intervals when your ideal audience is online. But you happen to be asleep thanks to different time zones. So with Hootsuite, you can control all of that. If somebody's asleep, you can set it to go out by time zone, which is so good. You can hire virtual assistants if you have a budget and prefer to do so, to handle things like bookings, populating your autoresponder, and dealing with customer service. Or you can automate the latter with the ticket-based or help desk system. So there's a lot of things that you can do. You can also drastically cut down on the time you spend on content creation or client materials by using exclusive services or materials provided by moi, SeanBrooks.com, where you will find pre-created materials such as planners designed to give you step-by-step information They help you streamline your processes. Let's talk about accountability partners. Accountability partners cheer you on, remind you of deadlines, and ask probing questions that you might have missed asking yourself and more. This is a benefit you will often find from mastermind groups and even actual accountability groups. If you have a coach or mentor, he or she is your accountability partner. Someone will hold your feet to the fire and not let you get away with all the common excuses we tend to use on ourselves. Accountability partners cheer you on. I'm sorry, not cheer on you. They cheer you on. They remind you of your deadlines and ask probing questions that you might have missed asking yourself and more. They can be enormous source of inspiration. They can be an enormous source if you allow them and not get upset with them because they're telling you the truth. Okay. So they can be an enormous source of inspiration. They can help you stay on target and meet your goals more quickly than you ever imagined. So let's talk about yourself. Above all, be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Be your own accountability partner. Yes, you can be your own support. Absolutely. What you do need to do in order for this to work. Number one, above all, be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Be your own accountability partner. Listen to yourself and catch those times you find yourself making excuses for not following through on something. Remember, there is rarely ever reason for not taking action, just an excuse. I like that one. That sounds like my next t-shirt. There is rarely ever a reason for not taking action, just excuses. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Can I say that? Can I say that one more time? No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Whew. This is not, I'm taking a water break. So oh, all right, so I'm gonna say that last one again. Remember, there's rarely ever a reason for not taking action, just an excuse. When you catch yourself making excuses, that's when your little alarm bell should go off like gangbusters. You know, those people who chase you down the back alley. That's when you either need to tell yourself just do it or sit down and figure out what's really going on with you. Also, get into the habit of positive self-talk. Learn to identify those negative voices from your past and banish them or kick them out. All right. Replace them with affirmations that really resonate with you. Daily inspiration sent to your inbox. And above all, surround yourself with positive people. Give yourself permission to cut toxic people from your life, or at least from your workplace. So you see, whether your immediate partner or family is supportive or not, there are lots of supports out there. Making sure you have the right supports in place and that you are automating or outsourcing tasks and don't directly grow your community or make you money is a powerful strategy to use in quickly building your business. Okay. Now we're down to number 5, sound structural foundations. It's not enough to have emotional supports in place, and it's not even enough to make sure you have a sound business idea that's viable. You also need strong structural foundations that will support your business. A business is very much like a house. If you don't start with a strong, sturdy structure or a foundation as you begin to build, it will wobble and start to come apart. Or else it'll end up looking very different from the house you pictured at the beginning of the construction. Does that make sense? So, and if, and it won't, and I said all that, if you don't build it on the proper foundation, it won't be sturdy. It won't be sturdy. Can you hear me? I said it won't be sturdy. What you do hear from many people on home renovation shows, do you watch HGTV? What do you see? The construction is the boring part. You know, nobody really wants to watch the construction phase because there's all the problems and the issues that nobody wants to deal with, and it causes the people to fight. All they wait for is the decorating, which is the fun part. Too many entrepreneurs focus on the fun part, the decorating, and neglect the boring, the structure and plan. Did you get me? All you focus on is the decorating. Oh, the website, pretty, 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 but you don't concern yourself with the back end of the website. You don't concern yourself with the back end of your logo file, with your proper colors and your hexadecimal colors and your Pantone colors. All you worry about is the prettiness of it, the decorative part of it. And that could be the downfall. Okay. So what happens if you don't, if you do that with a house? We've already noted that it'll wobble or it'll end up different from what you envision. It will have an inefficient flow, and so will your business. It can also fall down completely, and so can your business. So make sure to take care of the essentials, and you have to know what they are. That includes your legal, local, and federal government requirements, your solid business plan, your research, adequate startup capital, and basic income support. But a sound structural foundation doesn't just mean your actual business model, it applies to your habits and approach to the everyday challenges and demands of your business. Having the right attitude is essential to following through on your plan and taking action. And follow through and taking action daily and consistently is what it's all about. You have to have self discipline, which is the ability to sacrifice and stick to your plan. You got to have commitment to action, to keep on when the going gets tough, to find ways past the obstacles, to keep your goals in sight and heading straight forward. You have to have foreknowledge. Most people don't become success overnight. Okay. But once you start taking action, it can quickly snowball, especially with consistent, thorough planning. Determination, getting past blocks such as fear or perfectionism so that you can start seeing evidence of success. Let me talk about that perfectionism. I see that a lot. A lot of people don't want to launch because they think they got to have everything perfect, and there's no such thing. You know how many cars that are recalled or uh, fabric pieces that you buy of apparel and something is wrong with it because of some type of a defect, you know? So just think about it. Perfectionism, just get something out to get started. All right. Don't worry about trying to be perfect. I got off the subject after move on determination, but um uh I'm going back to my notes here. I see Shelly. Yes, Shelly. All of my planners, no, they're not planners. They're not all ebooks. Yeah, the ones that are on there now, but I do have some that are coming that you'll be able to download. I will purchase, and but the ones that are now are pretty much ebooks. Give me about a week or so, and you'll be able to download or buy official books that will come in the mail. But anyway, let's get back to the strong structural foundations. A clear grasp of your potential negative traits and how you're going to overcome them, as well as your strengths. You got to have alternatives. What to do when the babysitter is sick, when clients cancel, etc. You got to have an alternative. Okay, you can't just quit or stop. Okay, you got to have protocols. You got to anticipate situations and setting down protocols for how you or your assistants are going to deal with them, and having in place all the specific contracts. I'm sorry, I said contracts, forms, and systems that you need. Okay. Creating a master business manual is a business basic right along with your business plan. In it, you should put your mission statement, contact information for key positions, your emergency plan, which is who will take over and run things if you are unexpectedly out of commission, your protocols, which is your policies such as refund policies, guarantees, returns, how you want your staff to respond to situations, your style guide, which can include fonts, headline styles, colors, formatting, instructions, your logo, and other branding material, and of course, passwords and logins. A lot of people don't think about that, but you need to have those in place and a sound, solid place. I have those, and I use some software to keep them. If you want the name of the software, I just tell it. It's called Keeper. It's the best. It's like $9 a year, and it's very good. But it's Keeper, Keeper, Keeper.com. Great for creating your master business manual electronically. All right. In conclusion, I hope all this information has been inspiring as well as giving you an idea where you should be at in order to quit your 9 to 5. Really, you need 3 things in this last section. A source of basic income support, no matter how that looks, as long as it works for you. You need passion. Your business should energize and inspire you, which will energize and inspire everyone who comes in contact with you. And above all, you need persistence. You need to make a commitment to giving your business a fair chance, to be willing to be honest with yourself, as well as accountable and stand up for your dream. Let's see here. And yes, you will make mistakes. Yes, you will have failures. Every entrepreneur does. But true entrepreneurs understand that these are invaluable learning opportunities. They don't hesitate to see problems as challenges rather than disasters. As Malcolm Forbes once said, failure is success if we learn from it. And And finally, celebrate your success. No matter how small, each one is a milestone, a marker, an important indicator that you have finally found your path and you are well on your way to your destination. Celebrate being here today, exploring whether or not to leave your 9 to 5. Celebrate the dreams and ideas you have. And in fact, you are not willing to settle. And just think about it, you are not willing to settle for less than your best and the best for everyone around you, including your family, your friends. You just want more, and it's time for it. You got to celebrate today of exploring your options with a clear head and making the right plans and decisions for you at this time. It doesn't matter whether or not you quit your job on the spot or ease into your own business, one small project, product, or client at a time. The really important factor is changing your mindset from dreams to action and taking that very first step. I'll be taking your questions at the end of this call. But if you're already ready to get started, I have an offer for you today that will help you step with confidence from your 9 to 5 to your dream business in just 4 weeks. It's called the 4 week plan: how to leave your 9 to 5 for your entrepreneur dream life. So what is this? It's a program that I created to really help people streamline their processes of the materials of what you need in place to leave your dream job and go to your own 9 to 5 and start your own business. So I'm trying to find something here. So give me a second. Let's see here. Live webinar. Boom, 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 boom. I'm trying to see. Hold on 1 second. Oh man, forgive me. Why is this technology today? Technology is something. I got 30 minutes late because of power. Isn't that something? Let's see here. We're going to the dashboard, show live console. Okay, here we go. All right. The 4 week plan, how to leave your 9 to 5 for your 9 to 5 entrepreneur dream life, is a 4 week self-training system complete with an action plan you can implement at the end of each module. There's 4 modules, as well as exercise worksheets to help you ensure you've thoroughly completed all of the steps. I call it, as I've said it over and over, the 4 week plan: how to leave your 9 to 5 for your entrepreneur dream life. Now, I was going to this program eventually will sell for, let's say, $1,400, because $14.97. There's a lot of information. When I tell you a lot packed in those 4 weeks, and I really, I really want. Let's see here. I really want you to understand the value that you're getting. So today, I mean, because this is really the first webinar on this series, I'm offering this package for $297. Okay. That's 70% off. 70% off. It's 4 weeks. You'll get 4 weeks of emails filled with information that will help you. So let's go into what you'll get. Okay. Each week's preparations will build on the previous week. And as you tick off all the boxes, you'll gain the confidence of knowing you are setting yourself up to a solid foundation. It will help you set up your plan, put your plan in place. Even if you realize you have to continue part-time for a while, you'll be steadily ready working towards your exit on employment and your entrance onto the stage of your own business. And for those who discover they're ready to go, this 4 week plan will leave you and solidify. I'm sorry. I don't like reading. I should just go off by heart. But okay. And for those who discover they're ready to go, this 4 week plan will leave you solidly positioned to set up your new business and leave your 9 to 5 behind. Okay. What you'll learn in this. So here's what you'll learn and leverage from each module. In module 1, it's, are you ready to be a successful entrepreneur, and is your business idea solid? Module 2, getting ready for startup. Module 3, planning a dynamic business that stands out. And module 4, taking action and getting the word out. So In module one, are you ready to be successful? Be a successful entrepreneur, and is your business idea solid? So the learning objective here is a realistic self-assessment of your entrepreneur talents and your business idea. You'll get how to find your entrepreneur type, assessing your motivations, aptitudes, and attitudes. You'll be able to assess your business idea. Is it sustainable and viable? You'll be able to determine what type of business you need to focus on and why. You're learning to play to your strengths and turn your weaknesses into assets. You'll uncover 3 secret signs that your business is going the distance, and you know how to dig deeper and ensure that your new business really stands out. That's module one. That's week one. Then after that, week two, this one is getting ready for startup. Learning objective is to take all the essential basic steps from professional business preparation, setting up your business bank account, what type of company to create. Do you need a lawyer, an accountant? The resources you need and how to choose and what to choose from. Creating powerful business plan, even if you have no idea where to start. How to prepare the right type of business plan for the right people and purpose, and all the basic budget, assets, equipments, and capital and income. Now, week three, there it comes. You're halfway there. Learning objective, making sure you explore all your options so that you choose your most exciting business idea. How will you make the most money in your own most enjoyable and guilt-free way? How to identify and attract your most energizing and lucrative clients. Understanding all your business options so you can easily create your own irresistible secret recipe and mix. An overview of what you can do, offers, products, and services, and then putting it all together the easiest and most energizing way. And the fourth module, taking action and getting the word out. Learning objective is putting your plan fearlessly into motion and gaining visibility. You'll have consistent marketing, what it is and isn't, planning your automation and outsourcing without driving yourself crazy, the secret to making time for yourself and why you won't feel guilty about it or tempted to skip it, avoiding the perfection trap, we talked about it earlier, while giving top value, setting your business up so that it grows itself, measuring your results and growing your confidence as you experience success, and how to leverage others to increase your visibility and attract more customers. Wow. So if you're ready to learn how to ensure that your business idea won't get lost in the crowd, if you're ready to learn how to come up with a business that attracts clients and customers who are a joy to work with, how to set everything up right the first time, how to avoid hidden horrors and pitfalls, how to make sure you don't reinvent the wheel while missing installing the tires. uh, learn how to leverage your assets, including the people you know and those who you're going to know. Create a business you are crazy wild about that you can't wait to engage in every day, and see results that will astonish and energize you while you make more money than you currently believe possible. So here it is again. Then don't waste another minute building someone else's business. Instead, start counting down the days until you can finally say, I quit. Like I said, today's offer is 70% off. It's $297, but you get 4 weeks of intense information that normally, like I say, will sell for $14.97. But being this is my first webinar on this subject, and of course, as I do it, it will get better. I wrote all this content down because it was a lot of content trying to put this together. But you know, I'm just being me. I won't be one of those. I don't want to be robotic. I just want to be me. So I'm hoping. Let's see. Check out here too. Okay, I will do that. So I'm hoping that you go on and you order today. Like I said, it's $297. If you can't afford it, $297, and I can work with you, shoot me an email. But $297, like I say, it takes away from you doing all the research, going online, spending hours and hours, and saving tabs and jotting down notes, and everything is in one location. And like I say, you get the information, and you get your little cheat sheets that come with it, so that you can kind of follow up on the information. So if we got any questions, let's see. It's time for questions and answers. So let's see here. Do we have any questions? Come on, let's get the questions. Let's see. I'm gonna refresh this page here and see what we got. So we got 11 questions. Let's see, manage questions. So me. I'm sorry, a little technical difficulty. Well, happy New Year to you, Shelly. Let's see. Hey, Rodney. Let's see here. I'm trying to see. Well, I think I answered most of the questions during the webinar. So like, at this point, like I say, you click the link and we'll see what happens. Like I say, click it and we'll go from there. But I really appreciate everybody that attended, and I look forward to working with you. If you have any questions, you can go to my website, www.seanbrooks.com. You can send me an email through there. You can also at Sean Brooks on Instagram. You can DM me on there. You can get me on Facebook, Sean Brooks. You can get me on Twitter at I am Sean Brooks. I really look forward to working with you, and I really appreciate you being on this webinar. And at this point, I'm going to say what I always say. I'm signing out. Talk to you next time.